Have you ever felt the weight of being labeled all over the place because of your many passions? If so, let me ask you this. Are you ready to break free from the shackles of societal norms and boldly showcase your ability to innovate and turn vision into reality? Can you imagine aligning your passions, purpose, and profession without compromise? Well, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. I get it because I am you. I'm Jateya Jones of Jateya Jones Consulting, and I've walked the path of a multi-passionate. Welcome to the Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast. Join me for inspiring conversations with multi-passionate CEOs who've turned their diverse passions into a force for change. We dive deep into our collective experiences, sharing invaluable lessons, and providing you with a strategic roadmap to manifest the life and business of your wildest dreams. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. And I'm not just your podcast host, I'm your partner in this dynamic journey. You, me, and the incredible community of multi-passionates. Get ready to unlock the confidence, courage, and clarity to help you become the world-changing, multi-passionate CEO you were destined to be. Welcome to another season of the Confident and Courageous Clarity podcast with me, Jateya Jones. This season is, I think, going to be valuable beyond measure, even though I was not ready to come back to work. I had an intentional summer break, meaning it wasn't on purpose until it became on purpose. And then when I realized that you were burnt out, you were tired, you needed a break that became an extended stay, I was like, okay, we're on summer break on purpose. And so what does that mean and what does that look like? And when I said I was gonna come back, I didn't feel like it. If any of you know me, if you've been listening to the podcast for a minute, if you've been following me for a minute, you know I'm a planner. A planner's planner. Okay. And with that being said, I was like, I ain't got it. I do, but I don't. So we're just gonna go with the flow. This season includes some guests, but not many. Definitely some repeat guests, but I decided that everything that I absorbed and soaked up during summer break is what I'm bringing you. It's what I'm bringing you. Um, it's going to be a lot. Get ready to take notes. It's going to be a lot of freebies because what I realize is that those of you who I really want to help are at a stage that want it but don't. I'm going to put some free game out there, and either you do or you don't. And if you do, then you'll be ready to work with me. And I want to take you far beyond where your dreams can even begin to go. But until then, in between time, I am no longer pushing, forcing, believing in more than you do, and um, grassrooting, bootstrapping some things up. I'm going to take a corporate stance because I come from a corporate structure and I thrive in structure. And embracing what I teach you guys that this is so much bigger than us. And when it's a movement, not just a mission, it takes a lot and it can't be done on your own. It can't be done on your own. There's a time and space for you to DIY. Those of you who I was talking about earlier, y'all are DIYing in the dark because you still have shame around the shoulds. I should be in this corporate structured job. I should be the lawyer, the doctor, the this, and it's not what your heart says do. It's not who you are. It's not the vision that God has given you, but it's the outside societal pressures, norms, playbook that They say if you follow these rules, you win. If you follow these rules, you're accepted by society. If you follow these rules, X, Y, and Z, and you haven't garnered enough courage to step outside of that box and those borders and color outside the lines and create something new, which is what you're being called to do. And so you're DIYing in the dark because of the shame of saying, I'm a multi-passionate clarity coach. And I can say this with confidence and conviction because that was me, right? Before, if you just say, yeah, I work for the federal government, or, oh, yeah, I have a corporate job, or, oh, yeah, my title is senior vice president of or director of, it comes with some type of clout and social acceptance because it allows people to put you in this box. And according to this box that's labeled with this thing, you are valuable, you're creditable. Whereas if it's something that's titled something they have no clue, you're no longer valued, appreciated, accepted, understood, seen, heard, none of those. You're second class. And it takes courage to be able to confidently say, this is who I am, this is what I believe, this is what I'm building, and stand 10 toes down in that. And I'm trying to help y'all. And you're not ready. You still want to hide in the shame. You want to DIY in the dark. This season is for y'all. All the seasons are technically for y'all, but there's a lot of good application and implementation tools in the other seasons for those of y'all who have stepped outside of that and said, I'm in a phase of life where I really don't get rest behind. Because the calling, the assignment, the God-given assignment on your life has been nagging at you so much that you can't ignore it anymore. And or you've become a mother and you're like, you know what? I need this for the legacy that I'm trying to leave, or a father for that matter, right? Whatever has pushed you to the edge to make you be like, okay, I'm brave enough, and or I just don't have no other choice but to step outside of this box and make a thing and call a spade a spade. I'm no longer willing to hide. I'm no longer willing to sacrifice parts of me for the acceptance of others. Because being a multi-passionate is sacrificial. Like you truly sacrifice so many parts of you for acceptance. And what is it? Harlow's hierarchy of needs? Acceptance is one of those for survival. And we do what we have to do to survive. But I'm here to tell you there's so many more of us out here who understand, get you, value you. And once you're ready to step outside of that box and call a spade and do the thing without the shame, we're here. And we doing big things, okay? Big things happen, little things stopping. I'm gonna play that video somewhere else. For those of you who are of the younger generation. But yeah, like this season is for you. Over the summer, I had a pool day with some friends, and it literally was like just leisure, chilling, us catching up, talking, loving on one another. I.e., meaning, encouraging and being a safe space, right? And I'm a coach innately. I want the world and everybody in it to be a better place, all right? I'm gonna do better, Betty. So I can't help but to share some of the visions that God downloads in me when it comes to people when I'm talking to them, when they're sharing their small vision because they're not quite courageous enough to go big. And I see the big picture, the global picture. And so not that it was supposed to be a business meeting whatsoever, but when I tell you, when we got out of that pool, we had some big dreams and some big goals and aspirations collectively and individually because it was a safe space for us to talk and speak. And out of that, one of my friends said something that stuck with me. Yeah, most of my friends are ridiculously intelligent. Most of us are self-proclaimed nerds, Hershey, me included. I don't know what happened to the days of crazy, sexy, cool. Like smart was in that too. To be smart and fly and like, but apparently today, not being smart is a thing. I don't subscribe to that. So I give that caveat because all my friends are like dumb, stupid, intelligent. Like a lot of them are like, I respect their intelligence because it's beyond my pay grade, as they say. But this individual is dumb, stupid, smart. Okay, just she's ridiculously intelligent and smart, which are two totally different things. And she's talking about how she's been DIYing in the dark. She's made the website. She's done the things. And so she asked a mutual friend to look at the website. And she was like, they turned around and was like, okay, what do you do again? And she was like, it's there. And so we're talking, and I'm like, well, friend, you're skipping a lot of fundamental foundational steps. And after we spoke, she was like, oh, this is kind of like Captain Obvious stuff, but she's not alone, which is why this stuck with me, which is why I'm sharing this on this intro podcast. Because I'm going to give you, like, we're not going to like slow roll you in. We're full speed ahead. Okay. So I was like, have you created a job description for you? Because she's basically taking what she does in her corporate job and bringing it to a private sector, right? She's doing her own thing. She's taking her skills, or creating a space where they are valued, not just seen, right? Because I was like, sis, if they paying you what they paying you, they're making three times or double that off of you. Because most companies make three times what they pay you off of your skill set. That's how they function. We're just used to, oh, I get paid this per hour. No. And so when we leave the 9 to 5 and go and do our own thing, we're trying to pay ourselves. No, that's not how it's going to function as a business because the business has expenses and stuff, right? And so I was like, well, have you made a job description for yourself? Because a lot of times what we do is far beyond the actual job description. And when most people start their businesses, no one has a job description. And this leads to ambiguity, which some people like because then they can pay less and get more from individuals. However, those same individuals get frustrated and leave. And when you got good people, when they're frustrated, they go elsewhere. And that's what you don't want because they don't really know what their job is, especially this younger generation. They're about checking boxes. They don't go above and beyond, they just follow instructions, right? And if they don't, they're confused about what that is, and then they get chastised for something uh, uncommunicated expectation. Like it's just too many issues and problems when it comes to people not having job descriptions. So even just starting out, before you have the people, do you have job descriptions? And one of my main reasons for asking her that was because you'll also see that you're doing the job of four people. And you may want to like extract that and create four different job descriptions to replace a you. But until you sit down and really do the thing, you don't know that. My next question for her was, so like what's the ultimate goal? Like what's the big vision? And like let's then reverse engineer that. And that's probably why the website doesn't make sense to people who don't see what you see up here. Because there's nothing to put in the GPS. It's so broad and we're scared to be specific and go deep, right? We're very wide and surface because we want to capture all the things. And that is because we want the financial security and stability because we're afraid that if we step outside of these colored lines, the lines that we were given, that we will not survive, that we won't be able to have the lifestyle that we won't need, used to, because we're used to that paycheck coming every 2 weeks, like clockwork, whether we show up or not. And in entrepreneurship, that is not the case. Okay. And so our focus is always on the money. And we're working from a deficit. We're working from what's the word? It's a deficit, but I can't think of the word. It's all the time. Anyway, a deficit. And that's how we function. Is we're never gonna eat again if and so that's how you get in the grind mode and hustle culture and all the things. And people feel that desperation from you, and you're like, "Well, why am I not making sales? Why is this not working?" For my multi-passions, this is why we hop from idea that we try to create into a business or passion that we try to create into a business. Time and time again, we hop from next to next to next because it's not making money fast enough. And I tell people all the time, if you focus on the mission, the money will come. Focus on the mission, the money will come because businesses are service based. You're providing a service, a product, a thing. And if it is not what people really need, because they don't need your desperation, then you're not going to make money, right? And so I was like, what are you putting in the GPS so we can reverse engineer to get you there? Because that's all the GPS does is it reverse engineers to tell you the steps to get to where you're trying to go. And I was like, you gotta write the vision and make it plain. So that was like her homework assignment at the end of our like lollygagging, sunbathing, floating around in the pool, lazy day, right? Her homework assignment was to write the vision and make it plain because once you have the vision, you can reverse engineer to get there. But so many of us won't take the lid off. We just want to duplicate what we see. We want to sell widgets, as I call it, because I know that worked for them. So it has to work for me. And as she's telling me part of her vision, I'm like, girl, this is not just about this thing. This is bigger than that. You're about to make a real mark and an indentation in this industry, in this area, because there's a gap there that you've experienced. You want to help fix it. You already try to help fix it in the confines of the corporate structure that you're in. But once you're out, you can truly make a thing, right? And so then we had that conversation, and I shared part of my vision because they took her money making idea and turned it into a mission, and then I turned it into a movement because it is big. And us as multi-passionates, we're not just here just to make a dollar, even though that's what we always think. It's to become a global, world-changing entity across the board, which means making money because that means you are serving the needs around the world. But so many of us are so afraid to dream that big that we don't write that vision. We just write this vision. And so then we get here and we feel like we've plateaued, or I don't know my next, I don't know what to, and we're frustrated and we're circling back and all the things because we wouldn't take the lid off and join here and reverse engineer from there. Because it is massive, it is big. I know it is. I know what God told you, what He's assigned you to do is scary. And normally I try to keep this real PG. It's scary as shit. It's scary as shit because it is ginormous and it means you got to put yourself out there. You have to do things in the unknown, which is the scariest thing ever. You got to wait on God a lot of times because your life experiences are getting you prepared and equipped to do things that you see all the way over there. You like, my God, how do I get from here to all the way over there? Like me, because it's not meant to just be you. That's why I'm here. That's why my network is here. That's why other multi-passion is here. The clarity community, we're here. But you got to stop DIYing in the dark. Grow the confidence, clarity, and courage. That's the name of the podcast. To color outside the lines, call a spade, and a thing, and do what God told you to do. Seek help. Take the lid off. Dream the dream. Write the vision. Make it plain. Let's reverse engineer that. There's so many cheat sheets that I have for people to get you to a point of where you want to be sooner, quicker, faster. When I tell people you can make this thing a thing in 90 days, they look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, you literally can. It just depends on how much time and energy you want to put into it. Now, if you want to slow roll it, we can slow roll it, which most times we do because we're human and we're afraid. And It's a lot. It's a lot at one time. So we slow roll it. But if you're gonna make a thing in 90 days, you can make a thing in 90 days. And please believe me, there's so many that are like, I'm so ready to leave my job. And I'm like, okay, so what's the 90 days? Okay, bet. And they stick their pinky toe in the water and they be like, and they start double dutching. And I'm like, I'm here for you whenever you want to, right? But I share that because I also tell her you can start writing some of your standard operating procedures now. Like, what's the culture of your company? Who are the people you want to work with? Because again, she was just thinking about making money. And I'm like, all money ain't good money. And you can tell people no when it's yours. When you're working for corporate, you can't tell them no because the boss or whoever has decided on who you're going to work with. And you got to figure out how to work with them. But when it's yours, you don't have to do that. So who do you get to choose? Like, this is literally like creating your own coloring book. What makes your heart happy? But you got to be willing to take the lid off, call a thing, and accept it, and just like be in it, live in it, and then write the vision, make it plain, and let's reverse engineer it. So basically, her homework: write the vision, make it plain, create your own job description. What standard operating procedures, or as they call them, SOPs, that you can write now, so that like when you run this thing, and somebody that you may not even know their name is in your place of doing just a piece of what you do, they do it how you want them to do it in the same embodiment and essence that you want them to do it in, so that the culture of the company thrives and it is positive and doesn't turn toxic. Because one of the biggest things I learned working for the military, I was in immunology, so immunizations, right? Is like, military has a lot of turnover. Like their PCSs are moving or getting orders other places. And so they do what you call on the job training, OTJ. And so somebody taught this person wrong, who taught this person wrong, who taught this person wrong, who taught this person wrong. But all in all, the SOP always told them the right thing. But nobody decided to go back and check or work from an SOP. It was just, oh, well, that's what this person told me, so I just did it. We have to make sure that the culture of your business as you grow and scale remains the same. It's not just somebody coming in and then from there forth, it's just word of mouth. And then before you know it, everything's wrong. It's toxic. Nobody wants to work there. You got lawsuits, blah, blah, blah. Because either it was never done in the beginning and you just thought people would absorb and embody. And no, that's not how it works. God gave you the vision. He gave you the idea. He gave you this essence. And you have to find a way to transfer that over from person to person to person to person, right? These are simple things that you can do now before the people even exist because it's in you. So how do you do what you do? How do you naturally do what you do? My brand of customer service is make you happy, provide you ease, excellence, and efficiency. Ease, excellent efficiency. Ease, excellent efficiency. That is me at my core. Everything I do. If it ain't, that's why I'm a recovering perfectionist, because it was all about the excellence. Listen, it has to be, it has to give what it's supposed to give, and it just gotta make sense, i.e., ease and efficiency. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my breath. Like efficiency. Let's get her done. So we can get the work done so we can go back to playing. Because I work hard, but I play hard. Because I'm ease and efficiency. So over here, I can have ease and efficiency, right? So that is one of those are three of the cultures or tones or embodiments or values, whatever word you want to give it, pillar, that has to be in my business and with anyone I work with. They have to understand ease, efficiency, and excellence. They have to embody excellence. Understand, but embody excellence. I can help you out with the efficiency. And once you have efficiency, the easy part comes. But if you ain't easy to work with and you ain't about excellence, you and I can't play together. Okay. So I know that. What I call your business Bible or continuity guide, so many people call them different things. I help my clients create that because that business Bible needs to be passed down from person to person. And everybody needs to be on one accord. Period. For this to be a thing. God gave you this assignment. It's for you to execute and implement, but it's bigger than you. And it's meant to be a global thing. But it needs to be understood across the board for it to be done in the manner in which you know he told you it should be. Right? So, with that being said, welcome to season 5 of the Confident and Courageous Clarity podcast. Take those tips, create your job description, write the vision, make it plain, create standard operating procedures. Think about what's the embodiment that you want. Who do you want to work with? Because you don't have to work with everybody. Write it down. And then reverse engineer. You can do that with me, without me. But there are people out here, whether it's me or whoever, who are ready to help you make your dreams come true. Because if, as you know, God is a God of acceleration. And he will catapult you because we all feel behind because we're different. We're not going with the societal playbook. And if we did, we have success in this area of life, but not over here. And so we still feel like we're trying to play catch up and there's a rush to get things done. But he's a God of acceleration. So no matter how far behind you feel, like I said, I can help you get there in that 90 days. Or as my nephew says, or used to say, because he's all grown up now, sooner, quicker, faster. Because he's given me the tools and the skills to do that. Hence us not being meant to do it alone. Lesson I had to learn too. And learning to ask for help or just invest in myself to get the help. So I can stop DIYing in the dark and make a thing a thing. So this season is not like any other season. There are a lot of ahas that I'm sharing, especially from over my summer break. There are some repeat guests, new guests, some out of the box things. And I hope you really, truly implement some of the things that we discuss. See how it works and feels and fits for you. Because my heart is to help multi-passioners across the world actually shine and be the lighthouse that they're meant to be, to collectively make the world a better place. So that's it. That's all. Grab your Multipassionate apparel. Link to the shop is in the show notes. Let another one see you so they can feel seen and understood too, and know that they're not alone, which is why I created it, which is why I wear it. And you'll see that the definition is a positive one. It is definitely not the negative stigma of being all over the place and a flake and all the things that they say about us. Help me help you help us change the stigma around being multi-passionate and provide structure to others so we can make our dreams come true sooner, quicker, faster. So that's it. That's all for this week. I hope y'all have a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous Monday. You probably won't even get this on a Monday because, like I said, I really wasn't ready to come back off summer break, but here we are. God's given me this assignment, and I'm not gonna fight it anymore. I'm moving out of my own way. So it may not be on Monday, but you're gonna get it in August, like I promised, because that's when I said I was coming back. So welcome back. Hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you same place, same time. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Confident and Courageous Clarity podcast. I hope you found the incredible stories and insights shared to be helpful. Now, before you go, I want to take a moment to express my genuine gratitude to each and every one of you. Your commitment to aligning your passions, purpose, and profession is what makes this podcast community so special. If you resonated with any of today's episode, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Share this podcast with your friends, colleagues, and fellow multi-passionates. Let's create a ripple effect of empowerment and inspiration. Lastly, I'm eager to hear your thoughts. what stood out the most in today's episode. Drop a comment or share your takeaways on social media by using the hashtag Confident and Courageous Clarity Podcast. Your insights might just spark a connection or the clarity someone else needs. Remember, the power of Multipassionates lies in our collective journey, and by sharing our stories, not only do we inspire each other, but also break down barriers and redefine success on our own terms. Your support means the world, and together we're building a space where multi-passion meets purpose and dreams evolve into reality. Stay confident, stay courageous, and let's continue this transformative journey together. Until next time, keep thriving and becoming the world-changing multi-passionate CEO you were destined to be. If you're not a part of the community and desire to join us, click the link in the show notes or visit jateyajones.com/community.